How many people have access to the internet online? Or access to the internet online? To the internet, it's redundant. 2 billion. The UN says by 2050, the global population is going to go from about 7 billion currently to about 10 billion. By 2050, you're probably going to have 4 billion people online. Twice as many people online as now. Don't even pretend to think that any of us know what that's going to look like. We can't even comprehend what 4 billion online is going to do to how we interact with people. We're trying. There was an article in the Inquirer years ago, Philadelphia Inquirer, not the national one, Philadelphia one, and the author said, it's like drinking from a fire hydrant. And it is. And it's greatly impacted how we teach children, of all ages. Of all ages. That's what our Horizon Report is so good. The Horizon Report's free. I don't get anything from promoting it. It's just a fantastic piece of research that everybody needs to read. All right, so now let's couple this triangle with the next one that's going to compound this. So again, in Indiana, I had to do this. And now I'm on this triangle. KPR. The KPR is the knowledge production rate. The knowledge production rate. This is even less scientific than the IER. But you get the point, right? You see what I'm trying to do here? Makes sense? This doesn't have to be an academic research paper for you to get the point that the world is changing. It can be, but it doesn't need to be. So back here, the world population was a lot shorter, right? A lot less, 500 years ago. How about the amount of information that was produced? We're just going to use very simple, non-sophisticated bar graphs to demonstrate how much information. A little, just a little, right? How many books did you have to read? A couple. Just a couple. Just a couple. You never read that many books. Let's keep moving forward. You did. You did have to do it by candle if you could afford it. Right? Smart asses all around. Always one in the group or two. Usually they sit near one another. Trying to do a job here. This is what happens to you, Michael, every time you try to help people. This is what happens. So what's happened is as more and more people have existed on this planet, they have been given access to more and more tools. And they're using those tools to produce more and more information. That more and more information is mind-boggling. Google CEO Eric Schmidt said last year at a conference that humans today, this was August 2010 he's speaking, humans today produce as much information from the beginning of time until 2003 every day. Every day. Now, stop and pause. We're producing as much information total every day today as all of human activity did from the beginning of time until 2003. We can't even comprehend it. And yes, a lot of it is junk. I understand that. But a lot of it is also pretty important. If you are an historian, and you're trying to tell the story of anybody in modern day history, and you don't have text messages, you're missing out on a lot of the story. Sorry, President Obama is the first president to use the BlackBerry. I'm assuming all those records are going to be made public in 50 years. There's a 50-year time frame before things become public. So as it's changing the world, historians and how they write stories, let alone everything else. Don't even get into fields like English and the ability to self-publish. I mean, there's really amazing things that are transferring and happening right now. So the knowledge production rate is happening, which means more and more information is being produced every year, and it's being circulated faster than ever before. Here we are. Here's you, and more importantly, here's your student. Hi, teach me. Teach me how to succeed in this. It doesn't matter what field. It could be veterinary science, it could be philosophy, it could be law. Laws change. Laws completely changed over the last few years. My cousin's a lawyer. He's always filling me in on how things are changing. Everything is changing. And if you don't stop and ask yourself, all right, now what do I do? I think you're going to be left behind. One of the authors I'll talk about is Don Tapscott, who authored Wikinomics, and then last year came out with Macroeconomics, another great book to read. And his great quote is, he co-authored it with Anthony Williams, his great quote was, only the connected will survive. And that's true. Only the connected will survive. So yeah, am I connected? Absolutely. I am connected. Have to be. Have to be. Anybody can get a hold of me at any moment of any day. And when I don't have internet access, I kind of feel naked. Which is never a pretty sight anyway. But it's just like, wow, I'm really in trouble here. What if someone needs me? You always gotta laugh at yourself. Life's too short. Just laugh at yourself. It's all good. It's all good. Does it make sense? We're all here. Anybody disagree with me? You just told me how the world has changed and all these things, and you're changing, so we're all here. I'm sure the world of admissions, I'm going to pick on, is it Jeff? The guy all the way in the back, poor Jeff. The world of admissions has changed, hasn't it? The way students apply to schools, the way you use the internet, social media. Do you have ads on Facebook? Sure, of course you do. Because now you can do customer segmentation and specific marketing, with different messages to different people. The world is changing.